Alrighty guys, welcome to another video. Today we're working on 2015 BMW 320 Xi. So I'm gonna replace the rear shocks on this one, shock absorbers. So I'll show you guys the whole thing and I'll show you the car in a little bit and all the parts that I got, the tools that we're gonna use, and we're gonna get right into it. Alrighty, so we got the car inside and these are the shocks we're gonna replace, just the rear ones, left and right. So I'm gonna get started on the left hand side first. So I'll take the tires off, jack the car up, and we'll get started on it. So let's lift the car up and get started. Alrighty guys, so I got the jack underneath right over there on the subframe because I'm replacing both shocks. So I'm just gonna lift the car up from here. That way I don't have to go on either side. I can just lift the rear end, take both tires off, pop both shocks in, and drop the car. Alrighty guys, so here's everything you'll need for this job. You need a 17 millimeter socket to take the wheels off, and then you need a 18 millimeter to take the bottom bolt off. You need a 10 millimeter to take the plastic trim off, and then you need an 18 millimeter box wrench or this wrench, and then you need an E12 for the top bolts. Or if you don't have an E12, you can use a 10 millimeter. That works just fine. Just make sure you don't strip it. And this is all the tools that we'll need for this job. So let's get into it. Alrighty guys, we took the wheel off. Now we need to take off the plastic shield, which we're gonna use this 10 millimeter socket. And it's just two bolts that are right there and one on the other side. And that'll take this plastic trim off so we can access the other bolts and it's easier to take off the shock. So let's take that off. Alrighty guys, I realize we don't need to completely take that off. We just need to unscrew it so that it just comes off that hole and it gives us enough room. Alrighty, so since we got that off, we just need to move it down a little bit right there so we can take that bolt out. So we're gonna take this bolt out right now. And now the second thing that we're gonna do is take these three bolts off right there, 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna take those off and then we'll get after it. Alrighty guys, you can see we got that loose, so it moves around there. And now the second thing we're gonna do is take this bolt out. You guys can see right there. So that's the next one we're gonna take out, and then we'll be able to take the shock out. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is hold the impact on one side and then the box wrench on the other side so it doesn't spin, and then we're gonna take this off. Alright, so we got the nut off, and now we just need to take that bolt off and we'll be all set. As you guys can see, you can just push the bolt out, and here's the bolt. You guys can see. Alrighty, so here's the bolt again, and now we're gonna compress the shock and then it should slide right out. So we're gonna compress it with our both hands from the top, pull it out, and then take it right out. And there we have it guys. Here's the shock, and then we do need to pry that out as just a protection, and we'll install the new one. Alrighty guys, so we need another tool. We're gonna grab a screwdriver. I'm gonna go under here, carefully pry that off. Alright, there we go. As you guys can see, it's just a ring that goes right on there. It was corroded, that's why it took a little hard to come out, but here we go, we got it out. And now we're gonna take this bolt out. So we'll need another tool. We'll need an Allen wrench that goes in the middle, and then the box wrench to hold this so that the shock doesn't spin up. So let's get that out. Alrighty guys, so as you guys can see, I'm holding that nut, and you can see in there what I'm talking about, where we'll need the Allen wrench right there. So we're gonna hold that and we're gonna twist it with this wrench and get this top piece off. So let's get into that. Alrighty guys, so I got the other one, the Allen wrench right here from Husky Home Depot, and we're gonna try to get this off now. Alright, that should come out. All right, as you guys can see, we got that off, and then we can just pick this off. And remember to take this piece out and we're gonna put that on the new shock. So, all right, let's go get the new shock and we'll get right on that one. Alrighty guys, so here's the new shock and we're gonna take it out and we're just gonna compress it and take it out of that, and we're gonna prime it a couple times. So I'm gonna let it extend out completely. I'm gonna put this on and I'm gonna compress it. Let it go all the way up. We're gonna compress it one more time. Alrighty, so we're gonna put this in first, right there. And see, it's on the new one. You wanna put it on the new one. And it comes with the hardware. And this one is a lock nut, so I'm gonna keep this one compared to the other one. I'm gonna take it off. And this just slides right on top. There we go, it sits right there. And now we're gonna install, actually, I'm gonna install the original one back because it has a collar and that one doesn't, so. Alrighty guys, so we're gonna tighten this bolt out. I didn't want to hold the tube in the vise because I don't wanna bend it or anything, so I'm just lightly holding it. It's not tight, just so that it doesn't spin around and I can tighten the top bolt. So let's tighten that out right now. So as you guys can see, that bolt is completely tight and this spins around, so we don't have to worry about placing this in a certain way. And now we're gonna put that cap back on and we'll put it right in the car. Alrighty guys, so here's that cap that we took off previously, and we're just gonna, so it has a guide that goes right there. There's the hole. So we're gonna just put that in there and just kind of push it down. And there we go, it is completely in. So now we're gonna just reverse the process. We're gonna squeeze the shock and put it in. And then we're gonna lightly hold it with the top screws and the bottom one and tighten it all up. So let's get that in. Alrighty guys, so I'm gonna squeeze it, try to hold it, and just reverse the process. Put it in the socket down there and then just, it goes right there. And I'm gonna hold it with the screws that I took out. All right, now I can let go of it. I'll put the rest of the screws in from the top. As you guys can see, I did the top one first. That one screw is in, and I'm gonna put the other two in, and then the bottom one. Let's get into it. You guys can see we brought the top in, and now we're gonna try to take the bottom one in, but from the side, I can try to show you a little bit right there. See, it's uneven, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift the whole hub slightly so it lines up, and we're gonna slide the screw in. So let's get that in. Alrighty, you guys can see just lifting slightly with the jack right here. We got the hole to line up, and now we're gonna put the bolt right through it. Alrighty guys, so let's get this bolt in. It's from the other side. I'm gonna push that plastic piece down. Get this in. Right there. You have to push the shock back a little bit. Right there, you guys heard the click. It's lined up. And then get the screw all the way through. Have to wiggle it a little bit to get it to line. Already, as you guys can see, we're all the way through. We're just gonna put the nut back on it. Right there, and we're gonna tighten everything up. Alrighty guys, you guys can see that is all tight. And now I'm just gonna double check the top 3 screws and everything. As you guys can see, the shock is in and this just floats around. You can push it back in, but it's just gonna wiggle around, that's fine. And now let's put the wheel back on and then do the other side. Alrighty guys, now that we got everything tightened, let's put the bottom plastic shield back on. These are the nuts that came out of it. Let's do that and throw the wheel out. Alrighty guys, so this side is completely done. Now we're gonna do the other side, so let's get that going. Here's the other side, and let's take that wheel off. Alrighty, now let's take the shock out. Alrighty guys, so let's take this top piece out. Alrighty, now let's get this installed on the new shock. Shock in the car. Alrighty, now let's get the tire installed. Alrighty, so now let's drop the car. Alrighty guys, so that is how you replace the shocks on 2015 BMW 320 Xi. And if you guys want more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. And until then, stay safe.